Yeah, we back, y'all. Mm-mm-mm. You can't make this up, right? I'm telling y'all. I'm telling you, you cannot. Once you turn off your phone, pop it back up, boom! This is breaking news. Nicki Minaj exposing Jay Z again. I mean, you can't make this up. Okay, we back in the building once again now. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Y'all know what to do. But obviously, we back again talking about Nicki. Nicki Minaj is again ranting on the internet. This time she got some auto playing. She's speaking about Jay allegedly blocking people bags behind the scenes and blocking people careers since back in the days. I mean, she basically throwing little subliminals for people to catch if you've been a Jay-Z fan for decades, like I have. Now, it's kind of hard talking about this, about Jay and all this, because I'm a Jay-Z fan, but what's right is wrong is wrong. That part. So we're not gonna sit back and be like, nah, man, we can't talk about Jay. That's our favorite rap. Now we're not gonna do that. Because when I was watching Jay coming up, also I felt it from afar, from my outside looking in as a fan. There was a lot of little blackballing going on back in the days, allegedly, when Jay-Z actually took power of hip hop in the beginning. When he got president of Def Jam, around that time, and I mean just before that too, when him and Dame separated, that's when he started connecting with people. Allegedly, you seen a little difference. Beyonce career started taking off. You seen a difference in Jay. Started connecting with more people. That part. And if you don't know, I don't know what the hell you been at. You must be under the rock somewhere. But obviously, Nicki Minaj is speaking about this once again. And she kind of brought up a name that kind of sparked my brain a little bit when I said, oh, y'all know how Smoke do. We got to go pedal back a little bit in time. Because she brought up an infamous name in hip hop. May him rest in peace. DMX. And once upon a time, DMX did it, expose Jay-Z, had a few words. You know what I mean? Getting things off his chest. And then there was another rapper also that passed away. Famous group coming out of Queensbridge. He kind of came out and started speaking a little bit about Jay-Z on allegedly how he climbed the ladders and went through some doors, I guess, if you want to say it that way. And next thing you know, rest in peace, Prodigy. He's not here. But see, the thing is, Nicki brought one thing up. One thing that we seen a pattern, a blueprint of Jay-Z, looking from the outside, looking in as a fan. He liked to knock off a lot of his competitions. Not meaning in death. I'm not saying that. Don't condone no type of violence in hip hop. Let's speak that. Now I mean, put that out there. I mean, in knocking off your competition in any type of way you could eliminate him without him competing no more against you in that competitive world y'all in the hip hop world, business world. Because we all know that could take you to other ventures like how Jay-Z doing now, how Diddy was doing once upon a time, how the couple people are doing now, like a Nas. Shout out to Nas. Now, I mean, you really don't hear much. He stay on the low. He do what he do. But we know Jay got a little blueprint of that. And we're going to talk about this and go back with a DMX interview, Prodigy, and I'm going to let y'all be the judge on that because Nicki Minaj is throwing subliminals out there that been going on decades ago, not just now. So for the people that don't know been going on back then when Jay allegedly was doing that, oh, he was doing that in the beginning. Now he just got more power to, huh, you won't even exist no more. Your music could be shelf, everything. That's how much he can make one phone call. It's a difference now. Jay's at that level now. But let's talk about this. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video, because we got to talk about this. Let's get this show started. Yo, 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 yo. If they know, they know. It's your boy Smoke News TV. Back in the building. Y'all already know the vibes. Y'all know what to do, man. Smash that thumbs up. Ain't gonna hurt you. Ain't gonna hurt your feeling. Ain't gonna cost you. Ain't gonna do none of that. Make sure you share the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I don't know what the hell you waiting on, to be honest. So, keep that notification bell on so you know when I'm dropping my video. Shout out to my team, Smoke Gang. They got their membership. Shout out to all my subscribers that have been subscribing since day one and subscribe now. Appreciate it. Let's get this copyright out the way. Copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find that in my description on my channel. Everything that I speak on over here, absolutely for educational and entertainment purpose. Again, Copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find it in my description on my channel, on this channel. Everything that I speak on over here is absolutely for educational and entertainment purpose. The clips and videos I play are also owned by the original creators. So if y'all don't know what's going on, man, let me put y'all on. We got Nicki, the infamous Nicki Minaj. Ah man, you know I'm more of a Nicki fan than Cardi. I don't know. Cardi and Nicki, you know what I mean? They kind of, cause they both from New York, so it's kind of hard to put the crown on which one, but you got to put it on Nicki, because Nicki came out first before Cardi. So, Queen of New York, man. Straight up, Nicki Minaj. Money is crazy like Cardi's, but that's another story. We got the Queen of New York, Nicki Minaj, barking at Jay-Z once again. She's talking about how he's stopping people bags, stopping people opportunities, blocking people blessings. Nicki was going off in a little audio that we about to get to. She even brought up DMX. Why she bring DMX up? You see, I ain't really care about this, but when you bring a legend up, may him rest in peace, that had a problem with the god of hip hop right now, you might as well say that's running hip hop is Jay-Z. The last man standing right now. Like, yeah, I'm a tune into this. Now you got my attention because now you bringing DMX. Once upon a time, Prodigy was speaking. DMX spoke about how grimy Jay-Z could be. And so now this the video that we got. We got this video that we're gonna talk about because Jay-Z been doing this shit for years, y'all. Y'all think he been stopping people bags now and stopping people blessings now? Nah. This shit started once he kumbaya with Beyonce and they came back from that vacation. Remember the infamous vacation? And it came back and Rockefeller split it up after that a couple months later, damn near 2, 3 months later. Yeah, ever since when they went on that vacation, for everybody that's a Jay-Z and Beyonce fan, y'all know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. When they went on that vacation Dame Dad said, yeah, you went on vacation with his wife, this and that, and Cam, we over here making moves. This around the time when he made Cam president of Rockefeller and all this crap, whatever, whatever. That's another story. But when that man went on that vacation with his wife that time, Beyonce, oh, they had a whole game plan, 20-year plan, blueprint on a goddamn paper, sitting somewhere in Cancun, whatever the hell they at, sipping pina colada, whatever the hell they drinking. Jay-Z drinking Hennessy, whatever the hell he was drinking. And they had this shit planned out. They had a whole 10-year plan, 10 to 15, 20-year plan. I sit back and wait on that. Because if you look at the picture and you go back and think about it, the time when he took the vacation with Beyonce, like I said, I'm a real hip hop head, I'm a real Jay-Z fan. That's around the time when he took over Def Jam. He was the president. And there was a lot of people over there under that label at that time. And the only one that really popped off became billionaires. And the ones that popped off on the music, I sit back and wait. Y'all could guess. There's only two of them that actually became successful under that Jay Z umbrella when he was the president of Def Jam, and they still successful to this day. And they still successful to this day. There's only two of them. That's Kanye and that's Rihanna. Who else? Who else can you obviously name? Because Jay Z had a plan too. Knock off all my competition, whoever's under here, and I'm gonna do what I'll do over here at Def Jam. I'm gonna build these two. We're gonna take this shit to another level. Nothing wrong with that. What Hove did. But Hove had a whole plan when him and Beyonce came back from that goddamn vacation when they broke Rockefeller up and he took over Def Jam and the history was made from there. He started making music with Beyonce. They started collaborating, doing a lot of collabs. They started winning Grammys together. Am I lying? I sit back and wait on that. So what I'm trying to explain here is that I feel, my opinion, this is my smoke. I feel like when he took that goddamn vacation, they had a whole plan. They wrote that shit down. They came back, and it was all history. They knocked off everybody that was competition, that they felt like there was competition. Y'all remember Anne Marie? Remember the chick Anne Marie, whatever? If I got a name right. Remember the chick Anne Marie, something Marie, whatever? She was under Def Jam. She was talented, very talented. Remember she had, I forgot what song. She got that one little hit song. But if y'all all the ladies know what I'm talking about, fellas probably do too. It's Anne Marie, whatever. I think I'm pronouncing the name right. I probably got a name wrong. I'm pronouncing it right. But if y'all go do the research on her and Jay Z, there was allegedly, there was a little spark going on behind the scenes when she was over there with Def Jam. Because when she was over there with Def Jam, Jay Z, at the time he was the president, and she came out with some hit. She came out. She came out with a little single, smash single. All I remember that shit clearly. They still play that shit to this day. I just can't remember the single name. But that's when you got Beyonce, Crazy in Love started coming out and all this. It's like they copied people's styles and female R&Bs and took their style and he put that shit on Beyonce. These two had a whole blueprint. So what I'm gonna explain here before we play the clips. You heard me speak about Anne Marie. You remember Aaliyah, may her rest in peace. Look at these female styles when they came out. Beyonce didn't come out like how the Anne Marie, whatever that lady named, Dan, I don't pronounce her name right. When she came out with that single, she was smashing the charts. Next thing you know, they X'd her ass up out of here, took her style, put that shit on Beyonce, took a few other R&B lady style. This documents. There's a few ladies out there that say that, yo, Jay-Z took the whole style of me and threw that shit on Beyonce. Beyonce took a little bit of everybody. And who built her that way? Who molded her that way? Who molded her to be a star before she was in the group? Now, when she was in the group, she was just in the group. I'm talking about when Jay grabbed her away from the group and she became single, and her parents allowed her to go date old ass Jay Z at the time, so she could boost her career as a single artist. And obviously, the shit worked. Now y'all get what I'm trying to say here. The one that planned this whole blueprint and built Beyonce who the hell she was in the beginning of her time was her husband, Jay-Z. He took a little bit of everybody's style over here and here and threw a little sprinkle on Beyonce and told her this is what you got to do. Ladies, am I lying? Sit back and wait. Look at Aaliyah. Look at the Beyonce early times. Look at the baby girl Leah style. Look at her own Beyonce style. Look at Anne Marie when she came out with a single, when she was dancing and all this little bit of hip hop mix. Now you got Crazy in Love and a couple other singles that sounded similar to the Anne Marie song that she had. It's several more. I just can't get them off the top right now. Pause. But what I'm trying to explain here is them two, they planned this shit out 20 years ago. And they got successful off this shit. Just for y'all to think about. It's something for y'all to think about. Now let's get to the clip so y'all can really understand what's going on here. Let's get to Nicki Minaj speaking about the the little slime ball shit allegedly that Jay been doing for years. Peep this out.
Jay-Z has exhibited signs of envy, jealousy, hate, and stopping bags behind the scenes, allegedly. Why is it always the same story? So that means Nas made all of that stuff up. DMX made all of that stuff up. Um, he was beefing for a minute with 50, with Dame and Dipset for a while. And isn't it interesting how many feuds, even with females, that he's allegedly been behind as well? Claims about their businesses or accusations about some business practices, allegedly, of course. Were all of Are all of those people even currently right now? Are they all making it up? 55 with bots. 55 and too insecure, too crumpled up on the inside to face the real shit motherfuckers gotta say about your ass. 50 fucking 5 years old and having to rely on bots That's closer to 100 years old.
Mm, mm, mm. Let me tell you something. There's not a lot of rappers. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you have it, because I don't know what you're waiting on. Like went up, because we're going to be here for a while. Y'all already know how I do. There's not even no rappers, male rappers, that got the guts. Let me put it like that. They got the guts to come out and speak the way Nicki spoke on her little radio. I mean, her apartment, her little big radio show. Shout out to the Barbs. I don't want no problem with the Barbs, know what I mean? Because they probably watch my video when they see a Nicki Minaj profile, like, what he say about Nicki? Listen, shout out to Nicki, man. Queens get the money. You already know, Nicki. Queens get the money. But you don't even got no male rap artists that got the guts to come out and speak the way Nicki's been speaking for the last couple of years towards Jay-Z and the whole entourage, Rock Nation behind her, but specifically towards Jay-Z, to be honest. She did this shit last year. She back round the remember with the Super Bowl last year, she went crazy because Lil Wayne he wasn't at the the Super Bowl that just passed. It all started with this, but then the year before that, it started with the money issue, but she kind of died it down. They might have told her, like, we're going to pay you, Nick, this fall back. And Nicki fell back for a while until the Super Bowl shit popped up and they kind of dust off Lil Wayne. Then she got angry. She got back angry. She's like, nah, y'all ain't going to do that because everybody know how Nicki feel about Lil Wayne. That's one thing I can say about Nicki. Queens get the money. She's very loyal, man. She's loyal to Fifth. She's loyal to Lil Wayne. She's very loyal to people that she's loyal to. Because anything pop up with Lil Wayne, Nicki jumping off the porch. She the first one to jump on the internet and start going crazy. So y'all can't deny that. But this one ain't even got nothing to do with the Wayne Super Bowl. This just got her more vexed up. That shit just sparked the plug up. Because there's so much shit that Nicki probably know about that she probably sitting back like, listen, I'm going to just give y'all a little alley-oop and y'all got to put it together. That's exactly what Nicki's doing here. See, people think Nicki probably bugging out. She talking about shit that's happening now. She's talking about shit happening now, but equal to the past also, because it starts off your past. Everything you do now, when you got power and you got the advantage and you got the power to do stuff like a Jay-Z, like a Diddy, like a 50, all that. Remember, they gotta climb the ladders. They gotta once upon a time, you gotta start in the beginning. That's how you gotta start to try to get to that level. So Jay been doing this for a while, but see, you heard Nicki when she said DMX, Nas. She forgot about Prodigy. When Prodigy, that's one person she forgot about. I caught Prodigy. I mean, I caught that right there. I said, damn, I remember when Prodigy was talking about it. And yeah, DMX is one of the main characters also that didn't care. And he actually went on national interviews and radio stations and exposed Jay-Z the way how he felt about Jay-Z. When Jay-Z started kumbayaing with them people, upstairs, I guess. Them. Just like Dame Dash said the same thing. Shout out to Dame. Hope you get what you got to go through. Know what I mean? Like, hope everything go well for you, Dame, for real. But everybody been saying this like Nicki been saying. This haven't been no secret. Now, it'd be different if one, two, three people say it and that's it. But you got multiple people saying this. People that's coming out that we don't even know about that Nicki know that she's giving them a light on her platform. These are people in the back end that speaking that work with Jay. They saying the same thing as these rap artists is saying. Yo, he blocking my blessings. He's doing this, he's doing that. And if you don't follow what he's trying to tell you. It's a lot of games in there, man. It's a lot of games, but we ain't done. It's gonna get very interesting right now. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, because we ain't done. Because that's a sneaky game. If you want to get in that game, boy, I'm telling you, you better have a third eye. Whoa. Let's continue though.
Ago, when NAS was featured during his ex's appearance on Wendy Williams' radio show. That's when things got real. Nas didn't stop at calling out Jay's shady business tactics. He took it way deeper. He exposed how Jay-Z stayed completely silent when it came to R. Kelly, despite all the disturbing rumors and allegations already floating around at the time. Nas flat out accused Jay of turning a blind eye, ignoring red flags, just to secure the bag with their joint project. the best of both worlds. According to Nas, it wasn't about ignorance, it was about protecting profits, even if it meant looking the other way during serious controversies. But it didn't stop there. Nas hinted that Jay's silence might not have just been about the money. He threw out a chilling implication, that maybe Jay wasn't just an enabler. Maybe he had some skeletons of his own he was trying to keep hidden. So what did Jay-Z do when all that heat started rising? He didn't respond directly. Instead, he pulled another quiet power play. He backed the surviving R. Kelly documentary from behind the scenes. Yes, the same doc that helped bring R. Kelly down. That move helped him rewrite the narrative. He flipped the script, rebranding himself as Family Man Jay, the devoted husband of Beyonce, father of 3, and poster boy for black wealth and success. Nas sees straight through it, and he's finally calling it out. And it ain't just Nas speaking up. 50 Cent has been loud about it too. He recently came out and said exactly what a lot of folks have been whispering behind closed doors. Jay-Z hides behind Beyonce's public image. According to 50, that whole marriage, it's not about love, it's a straight-up business deal. He claimed the relationship is more like a power move than a real connection. But 50
Do y'all believe that? Y'all think y'all gotta be? Y'all know how I do, man. Y'all gotta go back in time when he first met B. Like Jay, There's a rumor before we continue with this clip. There's a rumor with Jay saying they saying that Dame say that Jay wanted Leah. So now imagine if Leah would have stood alive, baby girl, rest in peace. Dame would, I mean, they would have helped her with a style and her career. You know what I mean? She would have took off probably to a whole nother. Basically, Leah would have took off. And you got to look at the competition that Beyonce had. She didn't have too many. Not too many black superstar R&B girls that's got entertainment, that can act, that could do this, that could dance on the floor, that could sing. That's Aaliyah. She out of here. The only one that was close was Rihanna, but Jay-Z had control of Rihanna. Now y'all get the picture? He was the president of Def Jam. Rihanna's whole career was under Jay-Z umbrella, under his deodorant, under his arms. He had control of Rihanna. So he made sure Rihanna wasn't gonna surpass Beyonce. That's for sure. Rihanna had a successful career, but I'm talking about surpass her. Think about it. Rihanna could have did way better. Even though Rihanna's sitting on a load of money, but she could have been sitting on a load, and she could have been way more popular, even though she is popular. But y'all get what I'm trying to say here? When you look at Beyonce and Rihanna, people are automatically running to Beyonce first. They're gonna run to Rihanna, but they're gonna run to Beyonce because of the stardom. It's that stardom. Rihanna a star too, but it's nothing like a Beyonce. You get what I'm saying? Aaliyah was that girl. Aaliyah was that girl, man. So people could sit back and don't believe this, but the person that molded Beyonce, who she was, to be that stardom and collide with her in a lot of her songs and a lot of them Grammys that Jay-Z won, is because of Beyonce, because of his wife. It's like he really hid behind that image and changed his life. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm starting to think Jay did that shit off of business, man. He said, let me go get this young girl, get out that group. She want to be single. I'm gonna show her how the game is. We're gonna, you know what I mean? We're gonna teach her how this shit go. How you think you got them crazy in love? You got that hip hop mixed with R&B song with Beyonce. That's Jay-Z work. Go look at the executive producer and all that type of shit. That's all Jay-Z work. Let's continue.
there. He also said something that had fans buzzing. In one of his interviews, 50 straight up claimed that a bunch of Jay-Z's Grammy wins wouldn't have even happened if he wasn't tied to Beyonce. That's a heavy statement, and it's got people wondering how deep that industry favoritism really goes. All of this ties right back to DMX, because X was one of the first ones to see through Jay's power plays. He spotted the game early and wasn't scared to say something. Just like Nas, DMX was vocal about how Jay used his role at Def Jam not to lift people up, but to block artists he saw as a threat. Instead of helping the next generation, Jay was making sure no one got too close to his level. Both Nas and DMX refused to bow down to industry politics. They weren't about to kiss the ring just because Jay had influence or fancy connections. And that shared mindset? That unspoken code of standing tall against industry games, that's why there was real mutual respect between them. That bond between NAS and DMX, it ran deeper than music. They weren't just friends. They were two of the only ones in the game who had the guts to break the silence and speak out about Jay-Z's calculated moves. So when DMX passed, it hit Nas hard. Not just on a personal level, but because he lost one of the few voices who really saw the truth and wasn't afraid to say it out loud. DMX and NAS weren't just industry peers. They were truth tellers. While others stayed quiet or played it safe, they pulled the curtain back on what was really going down behind the scenes. From Jay-Z sabotaging album rollouts to timing surprise releases to steal shine to using Beyonce's image as a shield, these weren't random acts. They were strategic plays, quiet, controlled, and meant to keep Jay on top while everyone else got pushed aside. Jay's industry tactics go deeper than most people realize, but Nas and X made sure they didn't stay hidden years ago when NA.
And you know what's crazy? I'm not even mad at Hove, man. Like I said, I grew up off of Hove music, man. I grew up off of Reasonable Doubt, grew up off all that. But he played chess. He planned this shit. He grabbed Beyonce, was like, I'm a molder. We're going to build this shit together, and we're going to get to the top of this throne. That's exactly. Where they at right now? Got Diddy out the way. It's only Jay. It's only Jay, Rock Nation, and Beyonce. I mean, you know, her connects and this. Come on, man. Think about this. Powerful couple, man. It's a powerful couple. Y'all remember this DMX interview, though?
All of a sudden you slowed down. It just seemed like you just stopped. Was it the fact that you had a problem with Def Jam? Was it the producers? Was you with Rough Riders? What made DMX stop recording? And we being truthful because we want to know. We haven't heard from X in a long time.
Y'all know the story already. You know what I'm saying? You used to be my dog. You was in my left titty. You know, screenwriter die. I thought you would die with me. You know, what happened was, like I said, I had the crazy track record, Def Jam. Everything was good. I go to do the 6th album. And
Jay-Z became president.
Yeah. When he first got the job, he hit me with the call like, yo, dog, inmates is running the building like, yo, you good? Mm-hmm. Finish the album, shoot the video. So what happened? Mm-hmm. Niggas go on vacation and, we don't know. What you mean you don't know? Mm-hmm. How do you listen to a whole album, pick a single, shoot a video, then don't know? Mm-hmm. Okay, I see what's really good. You're trying to eliminate the competition, because at first you retire, then get me off the label. Now you're back rapping again. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's all good.
And then,
remember, DMX left the label. I think he went to go sign with Columbia. Hove ended up dropping an album at that same time. He came out of retirement. Y'all forgot? Yo, he played chess, man. And I know people gonna say, nah, he had a drug addiction, this and that. We all understand that, but one thing you can't take is talent. And DMX been screaming about this shit since back in the days. Back in the days, he been screaming how they play. And when Hove took that position, it shocked him. He said, yo, you starting to act like them. Allegedly, according to DMX. We ain't done, though. Continue, man. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Rest in peace to DMX, man.
Conspiracy against me, because in the absence of the truth, bullshit will prevail. So as long as nobody out there spitting real, you can come out with anything and it'll sell. You know what I'm saying? But once you put the truth out there, it's like people have something to compare everything else to. So, you got a lot of people who are not really happy about the fact that, my album is about to drop. They're not really happy about, Lord, give me a sign. And, we in here and, things of that nature. But you know what? Fuck them. If you want to rap or sing or whatever, don't become a part of the game. You know what? Listen to a song I called The Industry. And that pretty much explains, what the shit is about. The industry. Man, it's not the same. The industry, it's not a fucking game. The industry, real niggas is dying to get in the industry just to find they don't fit in. The industry ain't what it used to be. The industry is trying to control the way you MC. They want you to dress like this and talk like that. But I'm going to dress like this and talk with the gap. The industry got y'all word meaning nothing. The industry, fuck what you heard because he's bluffing. The industry, money, bitches, hate. But I dare you to try to take a fucking thing off my plate. The industry like, wait. But in the streets, we like, get him. 17 up in that thing, catch him sleeping, and hit him. My pop whoever's with him. The coroner's coming to get him. Industry niggas. What happened was...
We ain't done with DMX. See, DMX tried to warn us a long time ago, may him rest in peace, man. A lot of people didn't take X serious after he got addicted real. When his addiction started kicking in real serious and doors started closing, opportunities started closing for DMX. We all remember the little rough he was going through the rough, he was going through rough times through his before he ended up passing away. Know what I mean? We could say it that way. And we seen that. Know what I mean? We seen that. We seen a lot of people close, I mean, turn their back on him also. Which people probably gave up on DMX. They probably got tired. You know, I mean, we can understand grown people get tired of grown people addictions and the same activity that goes on for 10 years. I mean, it's not all people can still continue to help and continue to have a shoulder and continue to loan you money and you always gonna blow it. I can understand that. Definitely understand that. But see, we talking about industry people here. We talking about people like came up with DMX. The Jay-Z's when they battled, them niggas was rap battles in the streets and all that. We all know the history. We're gonna get to that also. But people turned their back on X, man. A lot of people did. Especially when DMX started talking crazy about people. When he started talking about Dumb and Jay-Z and this and that, and he started talking about all types of people and saying how they play and don't, if you do this, don't do that when you get in the game. And I mean, DMX was going there for a few years before he passed away. For a few, I think about 2 years, he was going straight in. I mean, he was like recovering. He saying he wasn't getting high no more, whatever. Know what I mean? But he was going in. He was doing interviews talking about Jay, and I mean, there's so many interviews out there when he talking about them, the industry, and how they did them, and they turned their back on them, and the money they stole, and this, that, and the third. And we know DMX is a grown man. He should have handled his contracts right. We understand that. Probably signed a lot of bad contracts because I think Jay-Z helped him out of the debt one time when Jay-Z first arrived at Def Jam. So maybe Jay-Z probably felt that way also, like I'm gonna pay this debt that you owe, but now I'm the boss over here. So, and DMX ain't like that shit. DMX ain't like probably how we don't know how Jay was treating DMX behind the scene, and I mean we don't know if Jay was trying to treat him like a big brother, probably, and DMX might have took it the wrong way. We don't know if DMX might have know stuff that Jay was doing behind the scenes with Dumb, and DMX know about it, and Jay just smiling in his face. That we don't know what's going on. The only one that knew what's going on was DMX, and a nigga that been in that industry that long and been in a lot and seen a lot in that industry, like. You can't take away to what they say sometimes. Sometimes we might say they bugged out, they off their addiction and all that, but sometimes they be speaking the truth when they on their addiction. Sometimes they can reveal the truth and speak the truth when they actually on the addiction that they on. They got more guts to talk about it, is what I'm trying to say. And we see that a lot. And we always say, yo, these people bugged out. Nah, sometimes these niggas be speaking the truth, man. They don't be lying. Let's continue though. We ain't done. Rest in peace to DMX, man.
You know, like I said, I had the crazy track record, Def Jam, everything was good. You know, I go to do the 6th album, and you know,
Jay-Z became president.
Yeah. You know, when he first got the job, he hit me with the call like, "Yo, dog, MH is running the building." Like, "Yo, you good?" Finish the album, shoot the video. So what happened? Let's go on vacation, and you know, we don't know. What you mean you don't know? How do you listen to a whole album, pick a single, shoot a video, then don't know? Okay, I see what's really good. You're trying to eliminate the competition. You know, because at first you retire, you know, then get me off the label, now you're back rapping again. Okay.
What DMX said about Jay-Z trying to eliminate him as competition does make a lot of sense. I'm sure many of you remember the epic rap battle between DMX and Jay-Z way before DMX signed to Def Jam. A lot of people allegedly say that it was a close tie between the both of them during this rap battle, but most people did say that DMX literally annihilated Jay-Z. So while DMX was saying that Jay-Z was just basically trying to eliminate him as competition, it does make a lot of sense because Jay-Z knew how lyrical DMX actually was. So let me know what
people are afraid of honesty. You know what I'm saying? They're afraid to show who they are, you know, because that's paying DJs to play their shit. Right. And, you know what I'm saying? They the record label executive, and it's like there's too much of that going on.
Biggie died, Tupac died, there was the the fight between who was the top rapper now, Nas and Jay-Z, and then the next thing you know, Nas has a nervous breakdown, and he's, if you're a halfway intelligent person, when do you start questioning how lucky keep getting?
Right.
So, when DMX passed away on April 9th, 2021, the internet collectively mourned the loss of a true hip-hop legend who had left an indelible mark on the East Coast rap scene. However, as the news spread, it seemed like there might be more to his story than what initially met the eye. While reports cited a induced heart attack as the cause of death, rumors began swirling, pointing fingers at none other than the iconic music mogul, Jay-Z. Now, let's dig a little deeper. It's no secret that DMX struggled with addiction, with allegedly playing a significant role in his declining health. But amidst the chatter about his personal battles, another narrative emerged, one that delved into the long-standing feud between DMX and Jay-Z. These two titans of East Coast rap once shared stages and toured together as part of the supergroup during Jay-Z's Hard Knock Life Tour, alongside other heavyweights like J. Rule, Method Man, and Redman. Their collaboration on tracks like Money Cash H from Jay-Z's Vol. 2 Hard Knock Life album shook the industry to its core.
With quite possibly the most important tour of the year, the Hard Knock Life Tour.
Yet behind the scenes, their relationship was far from harmonious.
I mean, a lot of people
Days battling it out in the Bronx, to later clashes fueled by ego, DMX and Jay-Z's competitive spirit often overshadowed their immense talent. Rough Riders, the powerhouse entertainment company that once managed DMX, also known as Darkman X, shed light on this dynamic during a candid hour-long interview on The Breakfast Club on Power 105.1. Wah D and Siobhan Dean of Rough Riders didn't hold back, acknowledging the deep-seated competition between the two artists as a major obstacle to collaboration, especially when Jay-Z took the reins as president of Def Jam in 2004. Remember that legendary pool hall rap battle in the Bronx where Jay-Z and DMX famously squared off in the early 90s? Well, according to Rough Riders, even though they called it a tie, we called it even because both of them were dope. X felt like he took it, Hov thought he did. So there was always this animosity in the air, Rough Riders spilled in their interview. And according to D, that battle made things a tad awkward once Jay-Z took the big chair as president. In DMX's mind, he was like, I won't, I'm better than you, D said. So when Hov wound up being president at Def Jam, he felt like he had to answer to him, and X didn't like that. He felt some type of way about Hov dictating his future.
And they didn't battle, they kind of, we called it a draw because they both was nice. So we said, all right, it's a draw. X felt like he won, both gonna feel like he win. So it was an animosity there always, verbal, but it was just in his mind, like, I won, I'm better than you. So when Hov wound up being the president of Def Jam, he felt that he had to answer to him, and X ain't like that.
Fast forward a bit, and DMX eventually parted ways with Def Jam, opting to ink a deal with Columbia Records in 2006. Now, rap are as common as sneakers in the hip-hop world, but the idea...
See, what people don't understand what I'm trying to say here, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Jay got a Jay got a blueprint of doing this. Some people gonna say DMX, he was, if you blocking somebody's album, right? Let me explain something. You blocking their money, you blocking they debt, you blocking the money that they could use in the future. You blocking a lot of blessings. So when you do that, now you got to start over and go sign to another label and go, know what I mean? And hopefully they can drop your album, but it ain't probably gonna be the same like it was at your old label. It's just sometimes it be a little different type of swag sometimes. So when you block somebody's album like that, now you're gonna boot them out that label, whatever. He got up out of there, meeting DMX. What the hell that shows you? Nobody else ain't come out but Kanye and Rihanna. Those are the only ones that came out successful under Jay-Z umbrella. Everybody else, he was like playing with their albums, playing with their songs, putting it on the shelf. And I mean, reposting it and all this. I mean, he rescheduling it. I mean, he was doing a lot of foolery shit. And I'm not making this up. Nicki said this. People that's telling Nicki, people in the past that came out and had the guts to speak about it, they said about it, I mean, about Jay-Z, when he took over president over there in Def Jam. Remember, LL Cool J was pissed the hell off when he took over. Y'all forgot about that? LL said he wasn't in there. Damn, I wish I would have got that damn clip. LL wasn't feeling that shit at all. Y'all forgot LL and J was bumping heads when he took over there? Come on, man. Because you know why? LL wasn't over there kissing ass to them over there. That's why. Like Jay-Z was. And LL been there for years. He one of the damn near ones that built Def Jam. You get what I'm saying? So that shows you who climbed that ladder and all that. But there's another rapper that passed away that was speaking about this also. And his name was Prodigy from Mobb Deep. Shout out to Queensbridge. Rest in peace to Mobb Deep. I mean, rest in peace to Prodigy. Pardon me. Let's get the Prodigy little situation though. Just the last clip, man. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel.
Instead, he felt pressured by Jay and others to live up to the persona he had cultivated in his music. Yes, it was true that Prodigy's mother ran a ballet studio and that he used to take classes there. What was so embarrassing about that? He had a mother who raised him in the arts. He was cultured.
And Jay-Z was part of that community, the Dr. York community, you know what I mean? And he had learned all that information that York was putting out, for lack of a better term. He's chosen a side, you know what I mean? And the side that he chose is money, power, and, you know, he doesn't really care to spread any type of information that might help save somebody's soul. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Prodigy. Now they have listed his official cause of death, and that cause of death is accidental choking. Apparently, he really did choke on an egg while he was in a hospital in Vegas.
And now, like, I talked to Noriega this morning, he was like, okay, I realized this. I realized that I really don't feel Prodigy died from choking on an egg.
50 Cent just broke his silence on one of hip-hop's darkest mysteries, the death of legendary Mobb Deep rapper Prodigy. And according to 50, Prodigy did not choke on an egg like the official story claimed. 50 is now calling the official story of Prodigy's death suspect, and rumors are going around that 50 is even planning a documentary that could blow this whole thing wide open. See, Prodigy wasn't just a rapper. He was also a truth teller. Before his death, he wrote an open letter calling out Jay-Z and accusing him of being part of the Illuminati and selling his soul to the other side.
Now, if y'all don't know that, go do y'all research on Prodigy about the book he dropped, and he was speaking about Jay-Z. I was gonna put a clip up about it, but Prodigy, he be going too deep in it. He be going pause. He be going way too deep. So I decided not to post it up. I mean, y'all can do y'all research, the extra research if y'all want about Prodigy speaking about that. But it's just kind of funny because a lot of people in Prodigy's circle and his entourage don't believe the way he passed away is the truth. Nobody don't believe that. The narrative is, allegedly, they said a nurse was feeding him an egg. And when the nurse was feeding him, I guess it must have got stuck, whatever, and he choked on the egg. That's the narrative. That's the story. He wasn't eating by himself. They said the nurse was feeding him, because they said, he checked in Vegas because he had got a sickle cell attack. Everybody know Prodigy had sickle cell problems since he was a kid. So he used to get them attacks once in a while. Even back in the days when I was growing up, in Mobb Deep days, he used to speak about that a lot. I mean, he used to actually educate a lot of people about sickle cells before a lot of hood people. I mean, this is for the hood kids. They ain't even know what the hell that shit was. They didn't even know what the hell Prodigy was talking about. But he had that since he was a kid. So the narrative is that he caught that attack down in Vegas. And according to one of their group that's a branch off of Mobb Deep, shout out to Bars and Hooks. I think it was Bars that did an interview. He even said, man, nobody don't believe that shit. He said, first of all, how the hell we don't get no type of statement or nothing from the nurse? Like the whole shit is just a mystery how Prodigy passed away. They just said he choked on an egg, that's it. Comes to find out it was a nurse feeding him the egg also, allegedly. Never got an interview for the nurse, nothing. They never even questioned. I don't know what's going on. To this day, that nurse, we don't even know who the hell she is. So it's a lot of like spooky shit that when you start talking about people, I guess in the industry, and you got a voice like a Prodigy and a DMX, and man, I'm just throwing names out there. Some people sometimes allegedly want you out the way as competition. It could affect what they doing as far as business and everything else. Because the people that's talking about you in the same world as you. See, they don't care if it's people from the outside speaking about them, about the allegations and alleged and all this about what they doing. They don't care about the outside. They only care about the people that's inside and that's connected to them and others. Those are the ones they care about because their information is more louder. Y'all get what I'm saying here? See, the outside, people that custom, we speak about this, you know what I mean? It's just alleged. They just look at it like, man, them people just talking alleged. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. But when you got people coming from their circle and skipping out their circle. Now they involved in the outside world and they speaking about your little kumbaya secrets. Now it's a problem. They're gonna look at it like, nah, it's a problem, man. We gotta shut him out. Allegedly, no, he doing too much over there. That's how it works. So if you connect with Nicki trying to say, in the beginning of this video, what I told y'all what Nicki is doing, it all connects to basically what I showed y'all. Blocking people blessings, blocking people bags, blackballing, doing a lot of shady shit. Nicki been talking about this now, and she been talking about this before. The shit been going on for years since that man I basically took over, and now he got control, allegedly. It's nasty work, man. But till then, on to the next video. Y'all already know the vibes. I'm up out of here. I want to hear y'all smoke, y'all comment about this. What y'all think Nicki's speaking the truth about this? Y'all think Nicki's speaking facts? Or y'all think she's being delusional? What y'all think? Y'all tell me, man. I'm on to the next video though, man. Till then, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video, keep that notification bell on. Y'all already know the vibes. If they know, they know. It's your boy Smoke News TV. Salute gang. I'm out of here.